there's already a chat on there. It's threw me off. I'm Linda Gibbs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada and your host for Stamping A to Z. Welcome. If you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. It gives me a reason to do these lives. I have come up with some ideas for February. I will be changing Stamping A to Z episodes a little bit. I will explain more probably next week, assuming I decide to do it all as I have it planned right now. It will stay for now on Wednesdays at noon. I'm not sure if I'm going to break it out or change times, but for now, it's staying as it is. Let me know if you like this time. But, you know I can't make everyone happy either. So thanks for watching. I have exciting stuff. I was having a class and I had to expedite things. So I just happened to expedite my pre-order with the new online exclusives for March, as well as the much awaited new stamping positioning tool. So Stampin' Up, we had one, we had the Stamparatus. I don't know how many years ago it got discontinued, and they developed a new one finally. And so I've played with it a little bit. New is always, I have troubles with change. I don't love it yet. I mean, that's not true. It works well. There's a few things at first I was like, but I did figure out how to kind of make that work. So I'm hoping to give you those tips today so that you don't go through that same, I don't know if I really like this, because you've already figured out how to kind of work out the little kinks and stuff. So hopefully this helps you if you are planning on getting the new positioning tool. If you already have the Stamparatus, go ahead and use it. But yeah, this is just kind of an option for people who didn't get one or who want a new one. It's a more of a card shape, rectangular shape instead of the square like the Stamparatus. So yeah, it's a little bit, and it's not, the Stamparatus was very much designed for our rubber stamps. It worked with, it had the pad for the photopolymer as well, but this is purely, I guess, meant for, I don't think it would work very well with well, maybe there's enough room. I didn't try it with our rubber stamps. So that would be another thing for me to test out, which I did not think to do. So today I'm going to play with the positioning tool and show you some tips and tricks for that, as well as do a quick sneak peek of some online exclusives. Now, I didn't get anywhere near all of them. There are demonstrators out there who do videos and they have all the things and everything. And so if you want to see all of it, keep searching. But I have what I purchased. I have like 1.5 suites out of 4. And then I have a few bundles and stuff. So I'll show you what I have, and it'll kind of give you an idea anyways of kind of what's to come. And hopefully it'll give you some things to look forward to. Oh, I did forget. So the Stampin' positioning tool is going to be, I don't know when it'll be available for customers only. So right now demonstrators are able to pre-order it, and then starting in February it's going to be part of a starter kit promotion that they have. So when you purchase the starter kit, then you'll get the positioning tool for free, which is great because I think it was like $67 Canadian. So, and I don't know, I meant to go look. You can buy a pad of paper that goes with it separately, which I'll show you. I think it's worth getting, but you'll see why once I flip you over. So let's start. I'm gonna start with the new products, and then I'm using some of the new products to demo the Stampin' positioning tool. So let's do the awkward hand in camera, flippity-doo. I really have to figure out how to do better with that. Okay, let's, is that, I don't know if I can, oops, zoom in a little bit. Okay, hopefully that works as I make you all dizzy. Okay, let's start with sweets. So the one sweet that I have everything and then actually, well, everything for the sweet. There is, and I haven't gone back to look for it. I did not see it when I scrolled through, but I think I saw someone say there is a scrapbooking kit for this one. I did get there's another bundle. I don't know. It would be good for scrapbooking for sure. So this first one is called Homemade Sweet. Hang on. I'm still learning. It's too new. What's it called? It is called Homemade Sweetness Sweet Collection. And so it has this fun paper. So it's like jam for jams and not bottling, jar, if you pickle or, anything kitchen. It's great for gifting foods because the stamp set has, oh, I didn't notice these. Look at the ladybugs. This would be so cute with the cute as a bug. Same with this because of the picnic. Oh, I should have ordered 2 of these papers. I have not looked through these papers. I took it, I opened it all up and I organized it, but I really didn't look at it that closely. Orange marmalade, blueberry jam. These are all really cute. They'd be cute to be cut out. Ooh, that's fun. Some peaches and cherries, and then a nice blue. So yeah, lots of fun papers. I hadn't looked at those. It's always fun to look at them as a live, because then you guys get the ooh, ah, oh. I haven't already done it. I add to your order. I know, I'm an enabler. Well, but who's enabling me? I don't know. I watch the demonstrators who have everything, and then it's like, oh, well, maybe I should get that. I waffled on this one because I wasn't sure. I mean, I don't make jam, but I thought it makes very cute cards, and I really like the Homemade for You. It's in a really a good size, and I do make like cookies and other things for people, and you can put anything in a jar. It doesn't have to be just jam. So this is another, I had to use 2 magnets. I tried to puzzle piece it onto one and I just could not. So I split it onto 2. I could have put it on the really big magnet card, but then it wouldn't fit into the packaging. So, oh, the dilemmas. I am working on, hopefully by next week, I will have a video with my craft room organization with the new stuff, but I'm still missing some containers that I need. So I have a video in the works. I'm getting there. But for now, I can show you how I've done with the new packaging. But anyways, I'm going off topic here. So there's the jar, which is this jar. And so you could make it as a little card, or you can cut it and have it just, or you can put a card on top of a card. We had that for the, I think not the Valentine. What am I thinking of? I just did one in a class. Oh, the cake day bundle from the online exclusives. I have a birthday card class coming up, and so for that one, it's a piece of cake that cuts into a cake piece. that you can put on top of another card. And then it has this really cute like fabric topper, which is really cute, and it has the bows, and then it has all these nice labels, which are great for gifting. So yeah, it's a really good bundle. To have, and you can see two thick magnet cards do fit in a set. I like to keep them like this because, well, except for this one, it's harder to see. I might have to keep it this way, but I usually like to see the dies straight on the magnets. And then it has this cute checked, I think it's Misty Moonlight, maybe? Yeah, Misty Moonlight ribbon. And then it has these cute strawberry embellishments with some dots. And then it has this, I don't usually use a separate holder. I usually just cut the plastic that my embossing folders come in, but I went to put it back in and it tore right down the side, which I haven't had happen. But anyways, I had to find an alternative. So again, cute ladybugs. At first I thought they were strawberries, but they're ladybugs. So cute. And then there's this bundle, which goes with, this is why I think someone said there was a, I know there's paper and a sticker sheet, and maybe that's what it was. There isn't an actual scrapbook kit this time, but there is like the sticker sheet and designer series paper set, and then there's this set as well. So it's more geared towards scrapbooking, but it also can be used for tags or like cards, whatever, and it has the ladybugs and me. And then I really liked the dies in this one because it has all the cutouts for the strawberries, the grapes, the peach. I don't know if this is melon or peach. I'm going to have to play with it. Definitely cherries. And then it has cutouts for the bees and the ladybugs. So, and then orange or lemon or whatever you want. So, and then I really, I wasn't too sure. If you're not sure of the size of things, when you're looking at the description, it'll tell you what the largest die is. So the largest one that they're telling you would be this one. And it's actually way bigger than I remember reading it because it's 6.5 by 5 with the tab, or 4.5. So that's like a full-size index card. So if you build, in the advertisement for this, they have a box for, I can't remember if they put recipes in it or it was something else. But anyways, I see this having, making a recipe box with this and having lots of fun decorating. It would be a really great gift for someone. So yeah, I really like these dies. So that kind of adds on. I don't think it's part, like it doesn't, if you buy the suite, it doesn't come with the suite, but it's all kind of together. So the next one, I waffled on this one. This is a few years late. My oldest played soccer and I would have loved to have this, but I'm a little behind on my scrapbooking. So, then I also thought it's nice. I do get asked, people buy my cards, and so sometimes they want little boy cards, masculine cards, whatever. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to get it. And then I have it for cards also. And then I can also use it for scrapbooking. So I justified getting it because I had taken it out. I wasn't going to get it. And then I did. So this is the suite also has, and I don't know why I didn't get them. They were embellishments. They were stars, white and black, I believe, and then different sizes. They looked like foamy, puffy kind of stars. This is the stamp set. So, you know, very perfect for either scrapbooking or card making, with the jersey and the soccer ball. It is absolutely perfect. And then the dies, you have the soccer ball, a trophy, grass, flags, even a little ref whistle. So you could also, that's the thing is with this jersey and a whistle, you could turn it. I know my husband and a couple of my kids did hockey reffing, so multi-use, and then the soccer net. And then it has, I wasn't gonna get the paper, and then looking at it, like it's so perfect. And then you've got like game day kind of same thing with the green, and then kind of the soccer net back. I'm going the wrong way. Here, let me go this way. Oh, and I don't know if all the backs are black and white, but that's always nice to have. So the soccer balls, and then black and white again. So some of it, see, this part is busy. I don't know how much I'd use this, but then you get the soccer net. So that's perfect for cards or scrapbooking. And then you've got the cute soccer fields. I thought that was really cute. And then the soccer ball print, which is always, why do they do that? Why do they put the soccer ball print on when you're gonna, you're gonna use these? It never fails. Like my two probably ones that I want to most use are on the same print. Oh, and then, oh, the numbers. So you could cut these out and use it on the jersey. So that's fun. So yeah, I just thought it was such perfect match, of course. Stampin' Up! Does match their stuff really well. All right, so that's the other suite. The two other suites that are coming out, they're, I wouldn't call them florally. They're kind of greenery, kind of. They're very pretty, but I wanted some different stuff. Okay, so some other bundles. Make sure I didn't forget anything here. Okay, so there's, I think these are standalone. I can't remember. There's this new Lunar Luster paper. It's got like, at first I was like, oh, this is just like the galvanized paper that we used to have. And I just happen to have some left. So I pulled it out, and this one is, now let me remember. One was darker and one was lighter. I can't remember. I feel like this one might have been lighter. I can't remember. But the sheen wise, the matte kind of finish, it's kind of the same. So you could use this as a galvanized look or a lunar look. It's kind of like that lunar paste that's kind of popular. Then there's the Wood Grain Wonder, and I thought it was kind of like their usual wood grain. This one has no texture. It's just designer series paper, and it's double-sided. I don't know if you can see the grain. So it's all just different colors of wood grain. So super easy to use in all sorts of projects. Now, see, they've got the similar color, but then a different on the back side, which is fun. So then that one's different, and then this one's the same as that one. So this gives you lots of options because there's actually three of each. Oh, and this one's even the same. No, that's the same as that one. And then is this one. This one's the same as this one. So you've got lots of options and lots of it. But it is paper, like no sheen, no texture. It's printed paper. This one I was super excited about. It is obviously one that is perfect for scrapbooking, but I think it's also perfect for card making, just any kind of photography. Like, if you have a photographer in your life, it's one that you could totally use on cards and or scrapbooking. I love the little, the film, not, what do you call it? I can't even think. the negative. And then the lens, and it's just super cute. Shutter. And then I really like, I've always had a bigger one. Now I didn't look how big this one is, but to put, like when I make albums, especially my interactive albums, I usually put a piece of white as a photo placeholder. This is the perfect, so here, I don't know if I've showed you, this is how I store my stamps now. I stick the thin piece of plastic to this side, but first I take this as is, ink it up, not stuck to anything. I stamp it onto the back of this paper, and then I stick it down. I was trying to use the Stampin' Seal Plus, but for some reason it doesn't like sticking to plastic. So I've used, and you can kind of see it, it's not totally clear, I use the tear and tape to stick it on. But so when I say I use one to put it back where it belongs, because we don't have the reversed image, I put it stamp side down, like the part you would stamp down where it belongs. And then I bring this over and close it, and then it's all in its place. And you don't have to try and, I don't like having to try and puzzle piece it onto these window sheets every time, because you know, you can see they pretty much just fit. So I was worried that these might tear, but so far, like my Valentine's one, I've used it in a class, I've used it a bunch, and it's holding up. I don't know if it'll hold up forever. And if you're wondering, I have a system now, because you know how I was always having troubles remembering what was online exclusives and not. So my red dot means it's an online exclusive, and the green has always been on my bundles to tell me that it has, because in the past, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep these together or if I'm going to keep separating them, but the way my craft room is organized right now, or my dies are separate from my stamps. So it was always handy to know that it was part of a bundle. Okay, so that's one of the bundles. The next, I guess I can show them and then use them. So these are going to be part of my projects, but let's see. This is another bundle, and I just noticed that the stamp set is unavailable. I don't know if they were having issues with it or what happened, but it's currently unavailable. I'm sure it'll be back soon. It looks like a lot of their stamp sets are unavailable, so I'm not sure maybe they're having troubles getting photopolymer. I'm not sure what's going on. But this is another bundle, of course, Waves Beach. These are for umbrellas, and then there's the shells, and then these cut out like water look. So yeah, had to get that to go with the beach stuff, and I'll be using that with the new positioning tool. And then there's this one, which the stamp set is also unavailable right now. It's called The Cutest Crew, and it is, if you're a bird, cat, dog lover, this is a perfect one. It's just got, I loved the font for the sentiments, and then such cute little, and this is perfect with the new Stampin' Positioning tool. I will show you. It is meant for stacked prints. And then it has like standalone dogs and cats and birds that you can cut out. It has butterflies and flowers, and then it has the paw prints and a cute like striped kind of die cut. So anyway, yeah, there you can see it a little bit better. Look at the cute little puppy. Just so cute. Anyways, I don't know, you know what, I didn't test to see size, if it cuts out I said they're standalone, but I guess because it kind of, I think it would cut out the actual stamped image. I'll have to try that. Anyways, so I'm sure it'll be back soon, but that's another one. And then I had to get this one because it was so pretty. This is my one flowers that I got. It's called Flowers, right? And it's one solid photopolymer stamp. So it's a background stamp, but photopolymer. We've always had red rubber. I think we had one in the last, I think it was an online exclusive as well, where it was the linen print. And now we have this flower one. I'm going to do a live coming soon with techniques you can do with this, because there's so many things you can do with a background stamp and make some beautiful cards. So I will be doing that, but today I'm going to be using it with the Stampin positioning tool. All right, so that is what I have for the new online exclusives. Now this is the new tool. It is, the plate is very heavy and thick and solid. The base, I was a little surprised. It's super light. Like that's not a bad thing. It's just super light. And then it has like this foam. So it doesn't like go, once you push down, it kind of sticks pretty good. And then you basically put the two holes in the holes, but it doesn't touch because it's got springs here and here and here and here. So it holds it up. So even if you're like getting those in, it's not going to touch your paper. So your stamp goes on the plate, your paper's down here, and then when you're ready, then you push it down and get your print on there. So it's a good design in that sense. Then we have, this is the grid paper I said you can purchase separately. It has these holes and it has these pegs, and you basically put it in there and then it doesn't slide anywhere, but you still have to attach your, so my magnets just stuck together. The old ones, they would break and they would be impossible to pull apart. These they're really thin plastic, but you saw them, or you didn't see them, but you probably heard them clink together. But they're easy to get apart, and then you can stick your paper down with the magnets. It's still not perfect. I did try my grip mat that I use in my Misty on here, and I'm going to use it in a bit and you'll see why. But if I want to keep the grid on the back, you only have a small edge of grip, and it doesn't, and probably because I was using this big one, it was pulling my paper up, and there's no edge, right? So it doesn't really, the Misty, it sits right in there perfectly. But there still is a purpose. You could use a couple silicone mats. You'll need something to bump it up a little, but you don't have to have a grip mat to do that. So let me show you to start just a piece of paper. We've got just a piece here, and I'm gonna, I like to line it up so that it's even with some lines, and that way if my paper comes up when I stamp it, then I don't have to worry, like I can put it back kind of where I had lined it up. And then so you can do this if you plop a clean stamp that is super sticky down, it's most likely going to pull the paper up, but at least I've got it kind of in the general vicinity. The other option is to put your stamp onto your grid and then hold it and figure out where you want your paper. But I think this is the easiest way. So I'm going to push it down, and You can see it's pulling up my paper, but that's okay because it is still super sticky. So I'm going to put it back because I'm going to cut this paper down anyways, so I'm not too worried about exactness of where it's landing. And you can check, so I can put it back and you can come in and you can check, okay, it's fitting on my paper. I'm okay, we're good. Now the one thing when I was trying to ink this, I realized the plate is quite thick, and on this side there's no give because it's flat, but on this side it's got this little lip here, and so there is some give because I kept missing this section right in the middle, and I was like, what's going on? And I realized it's because it's giving. So easy solution for that is if you're working on a glass plate, you can have it so that those two things are off the edge and then it's completely solid on there. Or if you don't have a glass mat, you could take, I was going to say you could take your board, but since there's already something on it, that's probably not the best idea. But you could even just take like your catalog, right? And then just make sure that those edges are off of there so that it's sitting flat on your catalog. But I do like the idea of it being on the glass mat and hanging off because then it kind of locks in as well. So I'm going to use my Memento here. And as you know, the Memento has a hard pad, so it does take a bit more to get your ink on there. Now the nice thing with the whole reason for the positioning tool is that if you don't get a good print the first time, you'll be able to come in a second time. And once the ink is on your stamp, it doesn't stick as hard to the paper, so it is easier. It doesn't pull it up as much, so it's easier to get it back in the same spot. So then you can see, I'll just come in here and I can already see I have a little less ink there. I'm going to do it right now. That's the nice part of having the white there. I'll just add a bit more. Okay. Hopefully that is good. Oh, I inked the wrong side. That's so funny. I thought I did. Anyways, I'm going to push down and kind of get pressure everywhere. And the way these magnets are is they're very flat, so they don't interfere. Like they're the same height, if not lower than your stamp. Now, I do see that it is trying to pick it up, but it didn't. It just moved it a little bit. But I'm happy with the way it's a little bit lighter in places, and I could go back and stamp it again. Now I'm just checking to make sure that it's in the right spot. I think it is, but I like the lighter lines. So you'll see my sample. I did it several times to get a really thick black line, but I think for this I want the thinner line. So I'm not going to go back and do it, but you totally could. What time is it? Do we want me to color all of this? You probably don't want to watch me color this. And it's pretty simple the way I ended up doing my card for this. And you'll see it's just easy peasy. Make sure this is the light. All right, I'll just do a little bit of this so I don't totally bore you. I'm trying to figure out how to make that light part. I was trying to get it to spread, and I used, because I wanted it very, very light at the top. So I was hoping that it would kind of spread that pink up. Like I don't want it to be white at the top. But I found if I just kind of, it'll spread a little bit with I don't have to put it everywhere. And the extra, even though this is kind of the lightning pen, I don't know if it's even, I feel, you know what, it might be dry. Maybe that's why it wasn't working. Let's try this one. This one's wet. Oh yeah, oh my. Okay, no wonder nothing was happening with the other one. Okay, now I'm gonna have too much pink up here, but then I'm gonna come in. Oh yeah, this totally would have spread it for me. Okay, we'll do another one. Oh, I should have realized. So then I'm gonna bring my dark. Bring that up. There, that's better. So then you have the more ombre. Okay, now which one was the dried up one? This one. Oh, well, that's good to know. And then I used, now I pretty much, I don't know what colors they used. I did take my inspiration from a sample in the, I was going to say in the catalog, but there isn't really a catalog in the online exclusives. Okay, so let's see now. If we go upwards with our color, let's see if it'll kind of, because then it just doesn't abruptly end. And then if you want, yeah, this one really takes the color. I'm not used to that. But yeah, that's that makes it so much better. Who knew? Not I. And then I used the Daffodil Delight for my daisies, and I just left the petals white. And then I took some, that's dark, Granny Apple Green for the leaves. And I like to go in with the light and get the paper nice and wet, so that when you add your dark, it tends to bleed, and then you don't just get like a line of the dark, and then but your paper has to be wet for it to blend. So if you haven't gotten it wet, like it starts to bleed right away, and I don't have to go over top. If it does, if you haven't wetted enough and it doesn't blend, you can just go back in and add your light to add a bit more. Isn't that, yeah. So you can keep going, and then very simple. I cut it down, and I added thank you with some white embossing powder, and very simple. But like I said, I want to use this stamp in one of my videos, and we'll do a bunch of different techniques with it, because there's so many different looks you can get from just one background stamp. Hi, Yolanda. You lost track of time. How can you lose track of time? I know, I do it all the time. All good. All right, so that's the first card. You missed, then I'm assuming you missed all of the new products. You'll have to go back and look, because there's some cute stuff. There's some cats and dog ones, I think. Well, actually, I'm about to use it, so you'll see it anyways. Okay, so I don't need this, but I will need it in a bit. So I'm going to just clean my stamp. And be forewarned, because this is photopolymer and a big solid one, it sticks, like, especially when they're new and super sticky. So you got to be careful. I mean, it's not going to tear, but like, it was even harder the first time. I was like, man, this is going to take me half an hour. But yeah, just make sure you're not like with one hand and stretching it out. So we'll take that off for now and put that back here. It doesn't look clean, but with the black, it kind of stains it into brown. So I'm pretty sure it's clean. If not, it'll be on the plastic. No big deal. Okay, so that is the background flowers. And oh, for the hello, or for the thank you, I took the thank you from the Lovely Arrangements. It's another, this is a suite that's in the current online exclusives that's available. Next, we are going to use the Oh So Cute, Cutest Crew. And the reason I pulled that out, so we're going to put this plate away. So this stamping positioning tool has, oops, I see there's some ink. I must not have cleaned it after. It's got a little baby plate, and the baby plate is technically meant for sentiments, but it also is perfect to do like stacking, or like if you want hello, 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 or happy birthday, or for this one, you can do a nice background of cats or dogs or birds or however you want it. So you could, it's perfect with words, it's perfect. This just happens to be a perfect line of cuteness. So I'm going to use that. And now the trick for this one is, say I'm going to start here. I want to kind of line up my paper. Now there is a little bit of give. So that's where having the grid paper kind of helps. If you like to have things straight. And then I'm going to use this. So I'm going to put my 2 magnets here while I stamp that one, and then I'll move it as I go. And then you could go like this to ink it up, but again, you have that same issue where actually the whole thing, there's raised on both sides. But I think it might be small enough that it won't really, I guess there's a bit of give, but I still think it's small enough. And since I'm using a soft ink pad, it's not really a big deal because you're not pushing down super hard. And then when I'm ready, I just have to stamp it down and bring it up. And then I've got a cute little line of, and then I'm going to go down to the next line. So you can see my magnet would be in the way, so I'm going to move that. And I'm going to ink this up. So you can see it's just sitting here. It's not touching my paper until I push it down, once I have it where I want it. Okay, and then we'll ink it up again. Okay, make sure it's straight. And then if you miss, you can come back in. Like this one is a little bit light. I could come back in and stamp it again, but I think it's okay. I'm not going to be too picky. If you prefer to ink it on a white surface where you can kind of see, this is a pretty light color. It is more difficult to see how well your stamp is inked, especially color on color. It makes it a lot more difficult. And there's room right at the bottom there for one last one. one more. And voila. So you can see you have a nice, perfect line. So you could imagine like with words or whatever you could do, or you could lie your paper at an angle and have your words going at an angle kind of thing. If you have a big like hello or again happy birthday or something, you could do it that way. Oops, I still need this. Okay, so I'm going to remove this, and then I want to stamp one more. So let me see where I can put this so that it's the right spot. And then we're going to ink it up again. Oops. That one's in the way. You just don't want it on the where the legs are, because then it raises it up too high. I don't know why this little end guy doesn't seem to want to stamp as well. There we go. Now those guys are less. Now they're lighter. You can go back and forth all the time. But there we go. So I've got my stamped, because this is the one I'm going to color. Actually, since I have a whole other card to do, I'm not going to color it. I'm just going to show you. So this has the cutout with the dies. So I cut out the set, and then I cut using the stitched shapes. And so I've got my background of dogs, and then I've got the one line popped up and colored with blends. And then I just stamped the little hello, which is part of the stamp set. And that's it. So, you know, cute little easy, fast card with some fun with the positioning tool. All right, so that's that one. Now the last one, I don't have a complete card. I just wanted to show you one more technique with this. I don't need the magnets, so I'm going to put them together over here where I don't lose them. And then I'm going to take this, first I'm going to take the paper off, because I want to be able to wipe it. And then now see, it doesn't stick that well because it only has that edge, but I like having for this, I really don't even need the grid. I could stick it straight down, but this is just about the technique. So I'm going to put this in the corner so I know, like I said, where it is. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stick this down. No, I'm going to stick it down at the time. Actually, well, I might move it. But for now, I'm going to take my plate. And so this is the top side, and this is the stamping side. So on the stamping side, I'm going to move it over again so it's off, those feet are off the glass mat, so it's completely flat. And then I'm going to take some ink. I've got, so I said I wanted to make these rolling waves. So I took kind of beach, and then kind of right off the beach, and then further into the ocean was kind of my thought. And then I'm just going to come in and add some sand. I did this the last time. I told myself, do pool party first in the middle, so then I don't get the yellow and I forgot again. So then I'm going to add some Pool Party, but I'm not going to touch it into the yellow because I don't want to contaminate my Pool Party, but I can go quite far with my Pool Party and then add the darker on top because that won't really change anything. Okay, I hope I have enough. Oh, I did fill it up. So then I have my spritzer. But before I spritz, since my ink is nicely on here, I'm just going to check to see, oops, wrong way, if my paper is in the right place. So yes, it is. So we're good that way. And then I just want to, so this is kind of like having the block, only you can kind of smush down and pick up. Now I'm using water. I probably should be using alcohol so that it dries faster, but I wanted it to blend a little bit more. So you want to be careful when you're flipping it, and you can see it's already running. I don't know which is the best way. Once it's upside down, it won't drip as much. So you can see it's kind of staying, and then I'm just gonna smoosh. So this part did well. My blue didn't quite have as much water as I would have liked. Ah, and my paper stuck because I didn't put a, oh no, it stuck to the grip mat. Ah, okay, I forgot to grab a, there we go. I forgot to grab a paper towel. But, so then this is all wipeable. I'll clean that up in a bit. But then I've got my my beachy look a little bit, and you could dry it. I'm gonna put blocks on so it dries flat, and then I will wipe this. I'll clean all that up after, and I'll show you the start of my beach. So for this one, I took the stamp and I stamped the Misty Moonlight, and then I tried to stamp. My Pool Party got lost. I had a lot more yellow, so hopefully in this one I've got more of the Pool Party, so my bubbles will sit more into there, and then I can stamp that in there. But I don't even know if we really need the stamps part, because this just looks so pretty in itself, but adding the wash of bubbles is kind of cool. So yeah. And then I think, you know, adding an umbrella on the beach or some of the seashells, but this is kind of the start of the technique. The card is a whole other place to go. So you know me, one of my lives, we'll do a whole thing with the waves, and I'll probably combine it with the beach set that I have, and we can do like a whole beach. Maybe I'll have to do a class with this one. I don't know. So many things, so many things to do. Oh, such a problem. Having fun. All right. So that's the three things that I wanted to show you. I'm just trying to think if there was something else with the positioning tool. Yeah, so if you are a demonstrator and you want to get your hands on it, it is available for pre-order. We are allowed to purchase them. Next month, if you sign up to get the starter kit, the tool will be added for free to your kit. I'm not sure when it will be available for cut. I'm guessing if there's a good demand for them, or if it's well received. I'm assuming it's going to become probably in the new annual catalog. It'll be in there, I assume, as a tool that's available to customers. But if you don't want to wait that long, you might want to get a starter kit and get it for free. Why not get it for free, right? You still get the free, like, because it's $135. You get to choose $165 worth of product, plus you're getting a $67 product, and there's no tax or shipping in Alberta. Other provinces, you'll get like the PST or the HST or whatever other provincial taxes, but there's no GST, which is why Alberta has no tax and no shipping. So it's a really great deal. So if you want to get your hands on one, put it in your calendar for February and I'll keep reminding you. But yeah, so hopefully that inspires you. If you already have a positioning tool, like our old Stamparatus, you can do this as well. I don't know if the spacing works as well for that, but it's definitely doable. So you can play with that. The Misty obviously doesn't work in that way for that, but the two Stampin' Up! Positioners do work for step down kind of stuff. So yeah, that is the fun for today. Hopefully you have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next Wednesday. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it so much. Don't forget to like and share, subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. Help me grow my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.